In this video, we're going to do a deep dive on Virmire, the most iconic mission from the first Mass Effect game, and one of the most memorable missions in the entire trilogy. Virmire set the bar with big story reveals, huge choices, and tragic consequences. Keep watching to see it all. What's up everyone? Big Dan here. Before we begin, you should know I have over 150 Mass Effect Trilogy videos on my channel, including hidden scenes, rare choices, lore videos, and guides. So if you want to see more Mass Effect, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Without further ado, let's dive right in. There are many memorable moments in Mass Effect 1, but out of all the iconic quests, characters, and cutscenes, no mission has left an impact on me quite like Virmire. It's a mission that sees us making impactful story choices that create ripple effects in subsequent games. We also get big story reveals that bring the severity of the galactic threat into sharp focus. Even the mission briefing is shrouded in mystery, as the Council lets us know about a spy unit whom they lost contact with. It's also the only conversation where you can't hang up on the Council, sadly enough.
Whoops, and we're out.
Everything about this mission sets it apart from the other content we experience in Mass Effect 1. The setting of Virmire stands in stark contrast to the bleak atmospheres of the other planets we visit throughout the main story. Compared to the uninviting frozen landscape of Novaria, the harsh volcanic atmosphere of Therum, and the bombed-out war zone of Pharos, Virmire appears to be a tropical paradise. It's arguably the most beautiful planet we'll visit in the entire game, but this enchanting environment betrays the horrors and hardships we are about to face during this mission. Things start off simple enough. Shepard and crew drop down into Mako and begin clearing out some Geth strongholds en route to the Salarian spy unit's forward camp. This is probably my favorite Mako section of the game. There is a lot of enemy variety among the Geth we face here, including rocket troopers, flying drones, and larger armatures. We'll also have the opportunity to mix it up and fight on foot to clear out a few roadblocks along the way. When we finally make it to the Salarian base, their leader, Captain Kirrahe, shares with us his team's troubling discovery. Saren has constructed a research lab that is working on a cure for the genophage, a sterility plague that severely limits Krogan population growth and their ability to reproduce. But Saren is not pursuing this research out of the goodness of his heart. He plans to build a powerful Krogan army to use as cannon fodder in a war against his enemies. Our Krogan squadmate Wrex is surprised by this news and strongly opposes destroying the cure. This leads to one of the most iconic conversations and standoffs in the entire trilogy. There are a number of ways this conversation can play out, depending on your speech skills, previous quest choices, and the dialogue options you pick here. First-time players may not realize the severity of the stakes, and I was completely floored when this happened during my first playthrough.
Wrex, please. We can discuss this.
No more talk, Shepard. I've got to do this my way.
I don't think so, friend.
Why the hell did you do that? I was still talking to him.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't take the risk that he might injure you, or worse.
That's not your call. Never do that again, understood?
Understood.
Wait, what? Did you just kill him, Chief?
Better him than the commander.
Yeah, I suppose.
I remember being so angry at Ashley for pulling the trigger on Wrex, and Shepard's reaction, "What the hell are you doing? I was still talking to him," perfectly captured how I felt in that moment. Veteran Mass Effect players know the simple methods to save Wrex on Virmire, such as boosting your charm and intimidate skills, or retrieving Wrex's family armor. But it can be easy to miss these options on a blind first playthrough. It's difficult to overstate just how shocking and rare an outcome like this is in modern video games. Companion characters are usually draped in copious amounts of plot armor, and the developers make it nearly impossible to anger your crew in a way that leads to violent confrontation. So it's truly wild to see a major character from your team get killed off in a cutscene based on the actions you take. After the situation with Wrex has been resolved, Kirrahe asked to take one of your squad mates, either Ashley or Kaidan, under his command for the duration of the mission. I decided to let Kaidan go along with Kirrahe in this playthrough. At this point, if you've lost Wrex, you only have 4 available squad mates to choose from for your own mission crew, and you'll eventually lose access to Ashley when she stays behind to set up the bomb. There's a certain sense of foreboding during this final chat with Ashley and Kaidan. The soothing sounds of water and wildlife in the background give way to the tension that something big is about to happen, and depending on your actions during the rest of the mission, this may be the last time Shepard sees one of these characters face to face. But before you depart, Kirrahe delivers his now famous Hold the Line speech, another iconic and memorable moment from Virmire.
In the battle today, we will hold the line!
Speaking of Kirrahe, the actions we take during the next part of the mission will determine whether he lives or dies. As we approach Saren's base, the squad mate you left with the Salarians, either Ashley or Kaidan, will call out optional objectives over the radio comms. If you miss any of these objectives, or trigger the wrong alarms once you reach the base, then Kirrahe will be killed during the fighting. While Kirrahe seems like an inconsequential character on the surface, he actually has the potential to play a big role during the defense of the Citadel in Mass Effect 3. Also, he's just a likable character who you'll want to keep alive if possible, even if Mordin thinks he's a bit of a cloaca. Once we infiltrate Saren's base, we discover that he's not only conducting research on a genophage cure, his team is also performing brutal tests on captured Salarians and turning people into husks as well. We'll learn more about Saren's interest in Reaper indoctrination later on, but for now, it's clear that he's willing to sacrifice anybody in order to achieve his own twisted goals. After overcoming resistance inside the base, we stumble upon a terrified Asari researcher named Ranathan Optis. She pleads with Shepard to spare her life and offers to unlock the doors to Saren's private lab. Rana also hints at the effects of indoctrination and that her research position was a little more permanent than she initially thought. It's like the Mafia. The only way out the game is in a coffin. Shepard can oblige that goal by executing her on the spot, or just spare her life instead. I always get a laugh out of the neutral dialogue choice here.
I'm gonna blow this place to hell and gone. If you want to make it out alive, you better start running.
What? You can't. But I'll never. Ah!
Inside Saren's lab, we are confronted with one of the most iconic reveals of the entire franchise. Shepard can interact with the Prothean beacon, which opens a line of communication with Sovereign, who tells us the true nature of the Reapers. I still get chills hearing the guttural tones of Sovereign's voice.
Rudimentary creatures of blood and flesh, you touch my mind, fumbling in ignorance, incapable of understanding.
Up to this point in the story, we really didn't know much about the Reapers. We heard they were responsible for the extinction of the Protheans, that they are ancient machines that the Geth worship and revere, and that Saren wants to bring them back for some reason. But now, on this Zoom call with an actual Reaper, Shepard and crew learn the full extent of their dire plan to wipe out all advanced organic life in the galaxy, an unfathomable extinction event for dozens of alien races making up billions of people. When Shepard asks how many Reapers there are, Sovereign's response makes it seem like victory is impossible.
Where are the rest of the Reapers? Are you the last of your kind?
We are Legion. The time of our return is coming. Our numbers will darken the sky of every world. You cannot escape your doom.
You're not even alive. Not really. You're just a machine. And machines can be broken.
Your words are as empty as your future. I am the vanguard of your destruction. This exchange is over.
And with that, we learn that the Reapers are the real antagonist of this story. Saren and the Geth are just pawns in a bigger game that threatens all advanced life in the galaxy. But we don't have time to reflect on that now, because Joker lets us know that Sovereign is flying towards our location, so we need to plant the nuke ASAP, or risk getting pinned down by the Geth. After placing the bomb in the heart of the facility, Ashley stays behind to arm it while Shepard takes a squad to attempt to bail out Kaidan and the Salarians, who are under heavy fire from the Geth. But just when you're making progress to reach Kaidan, Ashley radios in to let you know she's also being overrun by the Geth. In a last-ditch effort, she sets the bomb to detonate. Now we're faced with a crucial decision: return to the bomb site to rescue Ashley, or press forward to save Kaidan from the Geth. No matter what you do, one of your squad mates will die.
It's done, Commander. Go get the lieutenant and get the hell out of here!
Belay that. We can handle ourselves. Go back and get Williams.
Williams, radio Joker and tell him to meet us at the bomb site.
Yes, Commander,
It's the right choice, and you know it, Ash.
I'm sorry, Kaidan. I had to make a choice.
I understand, Commander. I don't regret a thing.
Now, I know a lot of you have strong opinions on Ashley and Kaidan. Neither character is particularly loved by the Mass Effect community, especially when compared to characters like Garrus and Tali, although there are certainly some hardcore fans of both of these characters. And many of you will happily sacrifice one of these characters on Virmire. But regardless of how you feel about Ashley and Kaidan, the core message behind the choice is really powerful. Even when you do everything right, plan out and execute a perfect mission, there are still some scenarios where you can't save everybody. Soldiers die in battle, and sometimes commanders have to make difficult life or death decisions in the heat of the moment. That is the reality of command, and this theme is revisited in the discussions you have with the crew after the mission. Once you've made your decision, you'll come face to face with Saren for the first time in the game. This is one of my all-time favorite conversations in Mass Effect. I absolutely love it because it sheds so much light onto Saren's motives, which are more nuanced than we initially knew. Saren is not simply seeking power or attainment of resources. In fact, like Shepard, he's trying to preserve life in the galaxy, even if it means making great sacrifices along the way. Saren was also exposed to the visions of the Prothean beacon. With this knowledge, he became utterly convinced that there was no way to stop the Reapers unless perhaps they allied themselves with them. This became his primary goal.
I can't let you disrupt what I've accomplished here. You can't possibly understand what's really at stake.
Why are you doing this?
You've seen the vision from the beacons, Shepard. You of all people should understand what the Reapers are capable of. They cannot be stopped. Do not mire yourself into pointless revolt. Do not sacrifice everything for the sake of petty freedoms. The Protheans tried to fight, and they were utterly destroyed. Trillions dead. But what if they had bowed before the invaders? Would the Protheans still exist? Is submission not preferable to extinction?
Do you really believe the Reapers will let us live?
Now you see why I never came forward with this to the Council. We organics are driven by emotion instead of logic. We will fight even when we know we cannot win. But if we work with the Reapers, if we make ourselves useful, think how many lives can be spared. Once I understood this, I joined Sovereign. Though I was aware of the dangers, I had hoped this facility could protect me.
This is where we get hints that Saren might be indoctrinated as well. This explains all the test subjects and research he was conducting into the subject. He was trying to protect himself from Sovereign's influence, but it's not clear, even to him, if he's been successful at this.
Sovereign needs me to find the conduit. My mind is still my own, for now. But the transformation from ally to servant can be subtle. I will not let it happen to me.
Sovereign's manipulating you and you don't even know it. You're already under its power.
No, Sovereign needs me. If I find the conduit, I've been promised a reprieve from the inevitable. This is my only hope.
This conversation is what makes Saren one of the most dynamic and interesting villains in video game history. He has the same goal as Shepard, but different means of achieving it. Naturally, Shepard and Saren reach an impasse, leading to the first boss fight with the rogue Spectre you've been tracking since Eden Prime. After winning the fight, Saren flies away while Shepard scoops up Ashley and hops onto the Normandy. Shepard looks out the window as the nuke detonates, wiping out Saren's base. The post-mission dialogue is somber as the team mourns the loss of Kaidan. Ashley in particular has survivor's guilt and seems to regret that Shepard didn't leave her behind instead. You can also speak to Kirrahe's team on the subdeck, and they express gratitude for assisting them. Virmire is a hell of a mission. The standoff with Wrex, Kirrahe's hold the line speech, talking to Sovereign, choosing Ashley or Kaidan, and coming face to face with Saren all make this the most iconic mission in Mass Effect. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Mass Effect and RPG videos. I also have a bunch more Mass Effect videos, so why don't you check out another one, like this one I've linked on the screen. Shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.